Hey, Science Seekers, this is Mr. Pfeiffer here, and we are going to be presenting another episode or highlighting another episode of Everything's Better with Science, Season 2. Our episode today comes from an 8th grader last year. Remember, these were last year's episodes. The students in the magnet class are creating an entire season of Everything's Better with Science, Season 3, right now as we speak for the newest season. This one is entitled Attacking Alzheimer's, and we hope you enjoy it as you listen to it and hear all the great things that they did for this scientific study. It's entitled The Influence of Various Amounts of Curcumunga longa, which is a measurement of a powder you'll learn about on metal ion concentrations. Here it is.
Imagine a disease that has wrecked families across the world. Imagine every single day 1 out of 3 seniors is diagnosed with this disease. Imagine every single day a senior dies of that disease. However, this does not have to be imagined, as this is the reality of the.
Give it 1 second, students. The audio is buffering. We will get back to it in 1 second. But once again, these are scientific studies conducted and turned into podcast series. You can listen to the audio and get access to the websites through the description in this video and see all the great things that are being done with science to help our world become a better place.
Imagine a disease that has wrecked.
Would you like to give us some background as to how you came up with this topic?
Sure, I'm a student who is very interested in science, but more specifically, chemistry and medicine. Also, having an Indian heritage, curcumin has been an important spice and herbal medicine to my diet and health. I have known for many years about the anti-inflammatory powers of curcumin, as it has helped improve my health whenever I have been sick or contracted an illness. Therefore, I wanted to pursue a study that would incorporate these alternative medicines and analyze their influence on different medical problems.
I noticed that you keep saying curcumin. Can you specify on what this is?
Curcumin is a herbal spice that has very powerful effects, and it is more commonly known as turmeric.
I love how you applied what you liked to experiment, but how did you think of using the curcumin in Alzheimer's?
One of my family friends was recently diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease. Seeing the person and her family struggle through this truly devastating and under-recognized disease was extremely painful to watch. At that point, I knew that I had to put my own 2 cents into the research pertaining to this field of study. My true realization came when I went to my doctor's office, where I saw a poster about the significance of Alzheimer's in other countries. I noticed that areas like China, India, Bangladesh, which commonly use curcumin, have a very low Alzheimer's rate. This led me to wonder if these alternative medicines, commonly used in Asian countries, could help alleviate some of the troubles with diseases such as Alzheimer's. In fact, 1 out of 3 seniors die of Alzheimer's disease every single day. I felt obligated to do some research and find a possible solution.
So, after realizing your purpose in completing this project, what research did you go into?
Well, although it is mainly used as a supplement for food flavoring, it can also be used for a herbal supplement as a cosmetic ingredient. Over the last couple of years, curcumin has been gaining support as scientists have started to recognize a possibility of curcumin being a very important supplement that could help solve some of the world's biggest problems. The government, in fact, has even spent $150 million into research towards the positive effects of curcumin. Curcumin absorbs free metal ions in the brain and can help decrease the negative effects that Alzheimer's has on a patient. The presence of beta amyloid plaques are also decreased. These 2 symptoms of Alzheimer's can be prevented with curcumin, thus proving curcumin's viability in protecting patients against Alzheimer's.
Interesting, but was curcumin and Alzheimer's disease the only aspect of your study? Did you go further than that by any chance?
You bet I did. Loving to code using different languages, I wanted to have a computer aspect to my solution. I didn't just want to use curcumin and then test it and then end my study. That's so boring. Therefore, when I learned about machine learning, I knew that it was a prime example of what I needed to do with my experiment.
Machine learning? Speak English, please.
I understand where you're coming from, Kilraj. Let me break it down to you. Machine learning is a form of artificial intelligence, and you use machine learning when you need to narrow down a data set.
This is still kind of confusing me. Can you provide us with an example?
Okay, let me give you an example. Let's say someone named Timmy had 100 balls, and we wanted to see which ones were pink, which ones were blue, and we didn't want to count and check each one. Instead, machine learning looks for some sort of pattern among the pink balls, like if 10 of the pink balls are larger than 10 of the blue balls. Then the machine will assume that all of the blue balls are larger than the pink balls. With this pattern recognizing process, machine learning can become very efficient and powerful.
Wow, I sure could use that in my life.
I'm sure you could use that in your life, Karaj. In my case, I decided to use machine learning and create a way that could correctly identify Alzheimer's. However, there were many challenges that I faced as I was creating the machine learning program, such as the code not working out. For example, during the process, I had to use a variety of coding languages, but at the beginning I was only focused on using HTML, or Hypertext Markup Language. I kept on trying to only code with HTML, but in the end, my website practically looked like the DVDs at your local Walmart, all mixed up and indiscernible. Therefore, I decided to do something to counter this. As a result, I started using more coding such as Java and Python to really use my STEM passion to another level and really make a program that would change our society. During this process, I tested by using a variety of certain phrases such as search Google, look database. By doing so, I was eventually able to form a program that is able to figure out whether a patient will have Alzheimer's by looking at the inputted symptoms, which range from memory loss to even headaches.
That's great. But how did you get the data for the machine to learn from?
Wait, I didn't tell you about this? Actually, before creating my machine learning program, I conducted an experiment to test whether or not curcumin would help with Alzheimer's and obtained some data points. I tested by using 0, 2, 4, and 6 milligrams of curcumin and mixed it in a solution with metal ions such as iron filings. After incubating it for 24 hours, I then checked and saw how much each one of the milligrams helped, and in the end, I saw that 2, 4, and 6 milligrams curcumin helped, thus proving that curcumin is beneficial. Fundamentally, to answer your question, I used data from my own experiment and data from online Alzheimer's disease databases to create my program.
That's a really complex experiment. How could this be used in the real world? Could this also be used in the medical field?
Although this experiment was conducted on a relatively smaller scale, with relatively less precise scientific equipment and methods, the results obtained from this data can truly influence the scientific world and take a step to providing a solution for the great problem of Alzheimer's disease. According to the latest data, every minute a person contracts Alzheimer's disease, and yet there is no solution or program that can help predict or prolong the negative effects of Alzheimer's. In fact, most of these high Alzheimer contraction rates occur in impoverished countries that cannot afford to pay for solutions. Nevertheless, these individuals do not know about curcumin and its cost-effective neutral powers. However, this study and the program developed will not only help those who are facing Alzheimer's currently, but also doctors who can use curcumin in the program to help treat patients that may or will be facing Alzheimer's in their near future.
Thank you for coming on to our podcast today, Dhruv. We really appreciate you explaining your topic and how you helped cure Alzheimer's. Are there any last things that you would like to say to the audience?
I don't have much to say, but I just want you to remember, everything is better with science, and with your creative minds, you can create anything that you want and change the world for the better. Remember, the science of today is the technology of tomorrow.
Once again, thank you, Dhruv, for coming on to the show. And if you want more information on Dhruv's study, be sure to visit his website at bit.ly/EBWS507. Be sure to check out the next episode, Pumping Up Your Workout Playlist. We hope you have enjoyed learning about curcumin and can't wait to attack Alzheimer's together.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that will end our episode for today. We hope you enjoyed it, and follow the description on underneath YouTube there to see more of Everything's Better with Science and see Dhruv's website that he did.
Peace.